something in my headset broke where I had to basically jump through a bunch of hoops to be able to play with a controller that doesn't have drift and hear through headphones. So I was like, let's just try the keyboard and mouse thing and
Excuse me.
see how that goes.
Okay, cool.
Um,
How long has that been
but
since that transition?
I want to say a month, but that's the thing. I because keyboard and mouse is just something I'm so unfamiliar with, and especially a shooter game.
Yeah.
Like I play like things like Minecraft just fine, but
Yeah.
it's just made Overwatch feel like more of a chore. So I've been
Yep.
honestly just playing other things, and then Battlefield 6 just came out, which I've been playing a lot of, and I still play that on controller too.
Yep.
Um, so I tried playing some games today, and I didn't really get anything great. And I know
Sure.
the patch just happened recently as well, so
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I guess it was kind of awkward to have that transition at that point in time, like, and kind of have it forced upon you, so you weren't really like it wasn't clearly a part of your plan. Sounds like. So I'm sorry to hear that. Um, so what I would say is that, like, do whatever you want with Battlefield. Obviously, we'll review as normally today, but do whatever you want with Battlefield. Don't really rush the transition. When you feel the motivation to try out Overwatch, stick with the PC. Stick with it
yeah.
and see how it goes. Kind of more of like a long-term transition and see how things go. Now, we can talk about how to make that transition smoother. So I guess more along the lines of immediately like what's relevant. Like, what has that transition looked like for you? How much Overwatch have you played? What rank are you now at? Have you done any aim training? If so, how did that go? Just give me like the full rundown of like what the last month has looked like when you have played Overwatch.
Yeah, so I mostly I tried for about a week to just get on here and there and play and just so usually I'd still go into Vaxta and practice. And that's the thing, Vaxta feels really like playing on keyboard and mouse. I will say, like, aiming feels way better. I have way more control, especially when I find the right sensitivity. It feels way better than controller. But then when I'm in game, it's like using all the movement tech while shooting, while going up
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
air.
yeah, yeah.
That's what trips me up. So, and I haven't hopped in the comp at all. I've been trying to just play quick play to just adjust to it.
Right.
Um, and again, I've been trying to play other games because I've heard I've looked up other people's tips on how to transition, and people just say, like, even if you're not playing competitive games, if you are playing more relaxing games, just try and play them on keyboard and mouse if you can,
Yeah,
just like
yeah,
get used to that.
yeah.
Um,
It's like the hand positions for WASD, you know?
yeah, and for me, it's having both of my arms up. I know that it's like I've always I feel like I never hear a lot of people talk about how important it is that your chair and your desk are aligned in a
Yes,
way that
yes,
your arms
yes,
aren't up super
yes,
high. Well, the
yes.
controller, it doesn't matter.
Right, 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 right. I mean, that's part of the reason why whenever I play games other than Overwatch, they're almost all controller games because I just want to sit back in my freaking chair and relax. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to have to be sitting up all the time, you know? So, yeah, it makes total sense. I think like a lot of the transition, there's like three things that come to mind when you're transitioning to PC. One of them is just kind of the most important one, which is the mindset shift of just like, it's kind of like going back into that beginner mindset and not putting too much
Hmm.
pressure on yourself. The second one is just getting the repetition in game of the game that you want to play, but with a little bit more of an emphasis on casual, if that makes sense. Not because you're not
Yeah.
capable completely, but like you need to make sure that we're going back to the basics and you don't like re-emphasize those expectations. And the third thing is, this is like one of the few times where I'm really going to recommend aim training.
Hmm.
And I'm going to recommend Kovacs. I'm going to recommend Voltaic stuff. I'm going to recommend anything that allows you. I'm going to recommend a couple of YouTube videos. Do your research on YouTube, basic sensitivity guys and stuff like that. Because the way that I look at it is that it's important to kind of develop a little bit of a basis of foundation. Like you were saying, having your arms up, full posture, finding a sensitivity that works for you, getting comfortable with wide arm swings, medium wrist movement, micro adjustments with your fingers. Those are all three levels of aim that you need to be comfortable with, right? And I think people can overemphasize the technical side of things a little bit. Like, you don't have to understand the details and nuance of it. Like, it might help, but it's also not important that you do it perfectly. You just need to get really comfortable with doing the action. You get what I'm saying? Like, is there a difference between somebody that runs around a lot as a kid and a pro sprinter? Yes, but you don't have to be a pro sprinter to be able to run effectively. You just need to run a lot.
Right.
And it's the same thing with aiming, right? So for you, it's like you need to set aside time to just do PC aim gaming. However, I would make sure that that's in a format where it feels fun. So whether it's Overwatch, whether it's aim training, whether it's quick play, whether it's Battlefield, whether it's, I mean, anything, right? Rivals, like I don't care. Get comfortable with moving your mouse and aiming and clicking to the point where that is no longer scary. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Is the aim trainers specifically? Are you talking about like websites that are aim trainers, or like
No,
Overwatch custom
programs.
games?
Programs. Like I'm
Programs.
talking about
I see.
actual programs. I'm talking about freaking, have you heard of Kovacs?
I have not.
Okay. That's
The
crazy.
most I've experimented
There it
was
is.
I think I probably did like aim training websites when I was bored at school.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
other than that, I
yeah.
haven't heard much about it.
Yeah, I would highly recommend looking into that. I'm a complete noob to Kovacs because I've never had to use it myself, but I've had it from good standing from, I mean, hundreds of people that I've coached, worked with, professionals, that it's a good tool. It is a tool. It is not a replacement for Overwatch by any means, but it is a tool that is effective at what it does. Now, for in-game Overwatch, custom game Overwatch Workshop, Vaxa is another good one. Now Vaxa
Yeah, that's
is
the one I always use. Yeah.
yeah.
Back to the
Now
side.
Vaxa, my problem with Vaxa is it's unbelievably boring. And so I think it is a tool that you need to use very lightly. Like I'm talking 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day,
Yeah,
and
that's
go
what I
in
usually
with this,
did.
and go in with a specific goal to don't play Vaxta, train Vaxta. Kovacs is easier to play because there's like scoring and there's like rate, so it's like it's more engaging. Vaxta is just really boring. So what I do with Vax is I would work on specific skills. Like I would work on, standing still and shooting. I would work on strafing and shooting. I would work on doing things like for Freya, for example, like slowing down your shots and being deliberate with each of your shots. I would work on Echo, getting up over a target and trying to hit your stickies while you're directly over a target. And I would do that for like 3 minutes, do the next thing for 3 minutes, and then you're done. It's my problem with Vaxa is like I've actually kind of fallen out of favor with Vaxa the more I've coached this game. It's more realistic than a lot of our other earlier aim trainers, but it's not enough to really replicate in-game movement. And it's also just so boring that I just think people lose a lot of the intensity required to like actually make change with your mechanics, if that makes sense. So like I actually find myself liking things like Vaxta or Kovacs more, even though it's not Overwatch, because it's actually fun. So I'm of like the opposite extreme. Like I think Kovacs is good. I think playing just ranked is good. And then I think Vaxa can be somewhere in between, but should be done in small doses because it's not really sharp enough on either end of the spectrum, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I've always like generally, of course, liked it because it's way better than the actual training range that Overwatch provides.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not super engaging either.
No, it's not. Now, they can do the challenge mode, which is okay, but it is not amazing. It just kind of was whatever. So I would just try out whatever works for you. Try out whatever you enjoy the most. Like right now, obviously at this stage in the game, you're not like a Masters Grandmaster player that is transitioned to PC and is like ready to like commit 5 hours a day to grinding and just wants to expedite the process. Like this is more fun for you, right? So I would focus exclusively on the aim trainers that you find fun, to be honest, because anything can help you right now, like literally anything. Like you get like a 99 cents on Steam sale aim hero from 2014 and it would probably help you a little bit. So you might as well just do what you enjoy and don't sweat it.
Yeah, I'd say it because it's just like overwhelming having to like learn all that while all the
Yeah,
intricacies of Overwatch are happening.
yeah.
Especially it's intimidating because I I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of the perk changes, but Freya has not felt that good to play for me. And
Yeah,
Echo's felt way better, but when I play Echo on PC, I have to learn just about every character's controls on PC if I want
right.
to do anything in
Right,
my old.
right. Yeah. So like obviously there's just a lot of things happening at once. So just do what you want. Don't sweat it. Focus on fun, and that's really all I have to say. Focus on fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, honestly, like I said, the whole Battlefield thing. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that you have to play PC, but if you get the opportunity and that you really enjoy that game, I mean, it's something. Get comfortable with it. So, okay. Any other questions about the transition over?
No.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Pursue fun for right now. As things get more serious, if things get more serious, then we can have a more deep conversation. But for right now, just make it fun. Okay. Any questions about practice since last time? I know last time you jumped from plat to diamond. You'd added a little bit of echo, if I remember correctly. I know obviously expectations are completely different right now. You've completely moved to a different platform entirely. But any questions since last time?
I don't believe so. No, yeah, I've been just. I feel like, yeah, Freya was a big reason why I was the rank up. Um, but when I was still playing controller, yeah, I started playing more and more Echo. She just felt really good, especially her new sticky perk. If like I just felt
Yep.
like I was just able to get so much value out of it.
Yep.
Um, and then the transition stuff started to happen. That's what pushed me away a little bit. I was like, oh, this is intimidating. There's a lot happening right now.
Yeah, I mean it's a different story when you're playing versus mouse and keyboard hit scans, right? I mean they're not. The good news is that it there's a ceiling. Like you're not going to have to deal with Zimmers, you know what I'm saying? So like you're not going to deal with
Yeah,
cringe mercy pocketed Cassidy's and GM2, you know. But like it is going to be hard because even the diamond players are going to have pretty decent aim, you know. So
yeah, because
um,
that's the thing I acknowledge in the long term. I think I'm really gonna like it more, especially because like, looking at the win rates on console for higher ranks, seeing like not that Ash is a badly designed character, not that I don't want to see Ash, but the fact that she's so consistent on controller, you see her almost every game,
it's just
it gets a little
cheaters.
repetitive.
It's just cheaters. It's cheaters. It's like there's this own little meta with Diva and Mercy, and Diva being necessary to shut down Zimmers, and that like goofy gimmicky characters, and like even stuff like Symmetra dominating or being better than she actually is in lower ranks because people can't freaking aim, and it's just weird stuff like that comes out. Like I think that you're gonna have a much better time PC gaming with a competitive game. I think console's superior in anything that's not super competitive, in my opinion. It's way easier to enjoy things. But yeah, I think like I've coached a couple of Grandmaster console players, and it just feels like sometimes it's like we're just having to accept certain really negative things that just we can't change,
Yeah,
you know?
right.
So if you ever do end up falling back in love with Overwatch as it is, I think going for long-term PC just feels better.
For sure.
Okay. Any
Um,
questions?
I don't believe so.
Okay. We can look at some crappy games. And hey, you know what? One big thing too, maybe in the future, depending on how coaching goes. I mean, honestly, we could even do it today if you want. I don't know how much pressure you want to put yourself, but it is way easier to live coach. Like we can actually Discord screen share and play Overwatch, you know, at the same time. So
I'm I'm 100% okay with that, and you
sure.
can post the coachings.
All right.
I
Well,
will
all
embarrass
right.
myself. I'm
That's
completely
all
okay
right.
with
I
it.
mean, listen, I work with bronze players, silver players. It's all part of the process, you know. Like if you put me on console right now, you would be 10 times better than I would be, 10 times easily.
It was funny because I had some friends over the other week for a party, and they were watching me play Overwatch on console. And my friend who switched to PC a while ago, he's like watching me play Freya, and he's like, I don't know how you do this, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've done it twice, and it was really tough. Like I just felt like my awareness went down the toilet. So, yeah, we can do live coaching, or we can do some VOD review. Totally up to you. We can do a little bit of both.
Sure. Because the thing is, let me go. Is this where you're gonna met? Yeah. So, so these two games were on keyboard and mouse, and then these other two were on console up top.
Okay.
And they just really didn't go well because I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
maybe I'll just go over a console game because it feels better for me.
I'm gonna be honest. I
Um,
think we're biting the bullet. I think we're going PC. If that's okay with you, full
yeah,
out,
yeah, yeah.
full out.
Um,
Even if most of your errors are more like mechanical, then we can talk a little bit about that, right? Like if we're going cold turkey if we can.
Actually, I believe the Shambhala game was also on console. I think this was um, the only PC game. Actually, can we have you open it? You're gonna be way better at
Yeah, just shoot me
navigating
the code or read it out, and we'll go.
Um,
Go to the just leave out, leave it. Yeah, and then click on it right there. Click on the quick play code, or whatever code it is. Sorry, I think. And then, you're in the game reports tab. That's the mess. So go to the replay tab. Yeah. There you go. Now you can share it. Bottom right.
there we go.
Vom. I got it.
Sweet.
Okay. Can you see my stream?
Yeah.
Ready for battle.
this quick play? I'm already forgetting. Or was it ranked?
It is.
Quick play, okay. And this is you here?
Yeah.
Okay, and this is PC, you said?
Yep.
Bless. Okay. So yeah, more of the same, right? Like the dash cycle. I think that that's a little bit less relevant nowadays because it's still relevant to hit that cycle, but I think that cycle is less strong, right? Because you don't have that updraft reset. And so you even have a longer updraft cooldown, right?
Yeah,
so,
I've really felt the lack of updraft dash reset.
So here's what we're gonna do. Let's make this review evergreen. I'm praying that eventually they'll try to make her less too tappy and more dive vertical hybrid weird poke character with more lower cooldowns, more HP. I'd love to see 250 HP.
Yeah, that's the thing. I do nothing when I'm not getting those double.
Yeah, they lean into these glass cannons. They even did this with Wuyang just yesterday, and I really don't like that. I would love to see 250 without the 2-tap. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I looked at the patches and saw what they did because I saw your thumbnail. I was like, oh, I should look at the patch notes myself before.
Yes, so it was kind of a nothing burger patch, but they just beat the crud out of Wuyang. So he does a lot of damage still, but like now he's just really glass, and they basically gave Freya the same treatment. So like, what we'll do is, are you hitting your cycle right? But more importantly than that, just because regardless of what they do with the character moving forward, are you like playing the positions that make sense for Freya? That's something that will never change no matter what they do with her. So like right now, right, like this is just gorgeous, right? Like this is perfect, right? The timing is good. You have your dash, you have your angle. Only thing I would do here is I would make sure to eke out the double dash, right? Like that right there. What I would do is I would shoot, dash to cover, and then right as you're leaving cover or going towards cover, get the other dash in. You get what I'm saying? So this is fine peak, but I would get that extra dash in if I can. It's not the end of the world because we're still poking things out. This is good. And this is where we're going to make things happen with you. So right here, what's the mistake? Look carefully.
I did miss my draft.
Yeah, you did. And then now what's the problem here?
I feel like regardless of mechanical, this is like pretty close. Is that it? I'm like.
Yeah. Let's put this. Okay, so you just clonked your head on this here. Which, to be honest with you, it didn't even make sense to use updraft here. You already have the verticality that you need. Why are you updrafting?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And then if we look at this here, that's not even close. That's a way overcorrection. Then this is not even close. That's an undercorrection. And then that one was relatively decent. And I think the kind of the highlight here, and this is going to be your biggest scourge with PC, is that we have a wasted cooldown that made no sense to use, an overcorrection and an undercorrection to almost like a hilarious degree. You need to calm down, basically. So what you kind of need to do is you need to treat the same like focused, like resetting yourself like a silver or gold player all over again and be like, I just need to focus and relax on my aim. And what that means is in this situation, I know it's Kiriko. I know she can 2-tap you. But relax, hit the shot. Put the crosshair on her, slow down, and hit the shot. You need to give yourself an extra quarter of a second in your setup phase between shots, if at all possible. That's what I'm asking you to do.
Yeah, I've always had this issue of like, I mean, I'm sure to an extent everyone, but like anxiety spikes in situations like this, especially during Overwatch. It's one of those things where I'm like, oh, at this game, I'm just gonna like try and be calm, like don't just like relax.
Yeah. I think
aware of it.
Yeah, and I think the problem is that we often diagnose it as like an emotional issue or whatever, or like an energy issue, which it can be, but it's really, it's like saying don't be nervous. That doesn't help. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing that you can do is you can create an environment where being nervous affects you less, and or you break yourself to be in a mental state that is less panicky. So even if you feel panicky right now, force yourself to aim slowly and panic. Okay, that's kind of what I'm asking you to do. You can't control how you feel, but you can control a little bit of how you aim. So in this situation, I'm not blaming the undercorrection completely. I'm blaming the fact that it was an undercorrection, and it was an undercorrection that happened really fast. You get what I'm saying? If you saw here, you kind of took a little bit of extra time and you still missed it, right? But that's okay. If you take the time and you whiff it, that's fine, but I want you to force yourself to take the time, if that makes sense. So get in the habit here of being just a little bit slower with how you're aiming, just so that we're able to accelerate that process. And what we'll do is, this is why I want to do the live coaching, is I want you to get in that headspace. But yeah, TLDR, I really like your angle. Your cooldown usage, with the exception of the wasted updraft under panic, was fine. You missed a lot of shots. Like, this is perfect. You had an opportunity to slow things down, and you did. Now it's going to be about positioning. This is poor. You need to think about where you want to rotate to, right? Where do you want to rotate to? Obviously.
Up top, straight.
Yeah, same spot, right? Just move forward, same spot. Do the exact same thing. That's a good shot. It's nice and slow. You missed it, but you aimed it. That's all they care about. That's wasted. It's fine. Good. Good.
Oh, I got stuck in it.
Yeah. But this has been, with the exception of that initial rotation, that was actually a decent fight from you, aside that from that initial rotation. You use your verticality, you use your dashes. Quick question. Do you know what your mouse's DPI is and your in-game sensitivity is?
I know my sensitivity. My DPI, I actually, some time ago, like, I tried keyboard mouse for like a day. I tried changing my DPI because I heard that's important. And with I use a red dragon, and apparently this specific model, there's like no way to change it or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, that's fine, but you do need to know what that DPI is the thing.
Yeah.
So if you can find that out, do so for me. In the meantime, let's do a budget version. Pull up the practice range really fast. We can workshop it.
You want me to go and...
Yeah, pull up the practice range. Yeah, both of us. So how much mouse pad space do you have approximately in inches or centimeters? Do you have any idea?
I want to say... So my mouse pad is, I want to say, 1 foot long and like 10 inches up. But I have a little bit extra space from a different pad that my keyboard is under.
Okay, so it's like 12 inches left to right, approximately.
Yeah.
Okay, can you extend that at any point in the future? By even just a few inches?
Maybe. It's just like my desk is an L desk and it's not...
Yeah, I understand. Okay, 12 inches we can work with. So here's what I want you to do. I'm going to do my desk here, and I have I'd say about 18 inches of space. And if I do a full 360, as I clonk into my thing, I can almost do a full 360 left to right. Yeah, I'd say it's about about 270 degrees, something like that. So if I'm here, well, actually I can just measure it out perfectly here. So I go 90, 180, 270. Yeah, so it's like 280 degrees for me. I want you to go to the practice range, find a square where you can measure it out, right? And then plant your mouse to the very left, eye length, and move it slowly to the right, keeping it flat until you run out of mouse pad space. And tell me, can you make a 360? Can you make 2 360s? Can you make 3? Can you make 1.5? Give me an approximation.
Okay.
I'm no easy mark.
Do it a few times if you need to. But like I said, just do it on like a square or something where you can easily measure the degrees. Actually, you know what's dumb? I could just watch your stream. I don't know why I'm not just doing this. This would be so much easier. Okay, let's take a look here.
So all the way to the left, and then oh yeah, let me just show you. So yeah, I run around 30-15 for my sets.
Okay, so hang on 1 second. Let me have this popped out so Discord picks it up here. Okay, do the practice range full rotation again here. So right here is fine. Start in the very left. Go ahead and then rotate slowly right until you run out of mouse pad space. Are you out of mouse pad space yet?
No. No, I'm out.
There? Okay. We have a problem.
Yeah.
Your sensitivity is, I actually lost count after the 5th or 6th one. I think your sensitivity is like 6.5 times more than mine, maybe more. It is really high. Here's what I'm going to have you do. Move your mouse to just wherever, like control your mouse. And just using your fingers, anchor your wrist. Just move your fingers back, left and right. And how much can you move with just your fingers? Oh yeah, that's crazy. Okay, we need to fix this right now. This sensitivity looks to be, so your DPI is probably about the same as mine. But my in-game sensitivity is 2, and yours is 13. So it gives me, I'm getting 1600 DPI vibes. So basically what that means is it means your mouse DPI is how much your mouse moves around when you're just using your computer normally, like Windows and clicking the internet and all that kind of stuff. And then what Overwatch does is it takes that sensitivity and it multiplies it by that number right there. You got me?
I see. That makes sense.
So I think that we have the same mouse speed outside of Overwatch. Like it's still the same speed, right? But yours is 6.5 times faster than mine in game. And I think that checks out with what I'm seeing here. So here's the thing. You have a little bit less horizontal space than I do. I would say about 50% less. So you don't want to have my sense. Mine is 2. You probably don't want 2. Actually, just for fun, pick 2. Try 2. Just do 2 and then do the same 360. You could even just click and type it in if you want. Yeah, there you go. Enter, and then, what? Weird, that's weird. Yeah, okay. Now, move your mouse and then try to do a 360 here from left to right. See how far you can go. See if I'm guessing you'll be able to do about 200 degrees. Oh, more than that.
That's like all the way. Like that's like uncomfortable.
Yeah. But that's still okay. So your DPI might be even higher. It might be around 2000. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to ballpark this. I'm going to give you, and by the way, this is something that I want you to encourage, but my guess is this. I want you to write this. I'll actually write this down on your channel. My guess here is that you're going to find a sensitivity of either 1.5 to 3.5. That's going to feel comfortable. And I just wrote that in your channel. Do 1.5 really fast for me. Do 1.5. Because there's a chance you might even want to do it lower. Try it again. Full left to right from almost discomfort. 180. 270. Okay, so that's probably the lower limit of what you're going to run. That's approximately what I'm dealing with. Okay, so yeah, 1.5 to 3. Let's actually say 1.5 to 3. Do 3 for me really fast. Let's see how that looks. Yeah. That I might actually remove 3.5. I might actually give you an upper limit of 3, depending on how that looks. Okay, keep going. Bam, 180, 270, 360, 450, 540. Yeah. That 3 is the upper limit. I don't think you need anything lower than 3. If you're able to do 540, that's... So for context, most the pro players that are going to be playing DPS are going to be running a sensitivity that's a little bit lower than this. They're probably running something that's going to be hovering around 2 to 2.5. And people that are generally like slower aimers like myself, like with on his end, characters you're not 180ing crazy with, you'll be running even lower. So for a Freja Echo player, you have pretty much a freedom to be anywhere from 1.5 to 3. Potentially even lower depending on the hero. Or if you get more mouse pad space, you could go to like 1.3, 1.4.
Yeah, because I think I saw when Flats did his like setup review, he saw like why did none of you have mouse pad space? Like you guys, you guys.
Yeah. You need mouse pad space, and the reason why that's really good is because it gives you much more dynamic physiological engagement, and so what that means in real people terms is that you're using your arm, you're using your wrist, and then sometimes you're using your fingers. Whereas what you had before with your sensitivity, you were basically only using your hand, wrist most of the time. Fingers, wrist.
This is way different.
Yeah, it's going to take some getting used to. It'll take some getting used to, but this is going to allow you to be way more precise. The analogy that I use for this is, I say it's the paleontology, okay? What does a paleontologist use to dig up dinosaur bones? Do you use a backhoe? Yes, you do. But then you need to use a shovel, And then you need to use a paintbrush the size of a pinky. You get what I'm saying? To get that delicate work. When you have a really high sensitivity, you only have the backhoe. That's all you have. You don't have the ability to be very minute. Like right now, go to your sensitivity one more time, and we'll get it to like a ballpark somewhere in between. Like let's start with 2.25. Let's use that as like our middle ground right now. 2.25. Okay. Nothing super special about 2.25. It's just in between. Okay. Now I want you to do some aggressive arm movements. Just flick around, move around. You're getting dove by Genji. Good. You know what? All sorts of stuff, right? We're moving. Okay. Now find a target and be like, go to those training bots to your left over there, right in front of you. Yeah. And use just your hand. Don't move your arm at all. Just use your hand a little bit. Aim on those bots. Good. Now aim to the bot to your right. Just use your hand if you can. Good. Now, stand still and just use your fingers. So your wrist isn't even moving. It's just these tiny little motions with your fingers. Just these kind of little adjustments, right? See, that's what I'm talking about. Paintbrush versus backhoe. You now have 3 ways of expressing your mechanics depending on the amount of movement demanded. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now you can have the ability, and this is what makes PC aiming way better than console, is that you can't aim faster than with console. It's all or nothing, right? So with PC, it's like these big movements, and then these tiny little adjustments are all available. And if you run a high sensitivity, you're basically playing console on PC. It's
because I forget what the terms are, but I know they've tried implementing systems that subvert that. I think like by how hard and fast you press the Joy-Cons is how fast your sensitivity increases.
Yes, it tries to accommodate that. It tries to compensate for that, but it will never be as precise as what you can bring to the table.
Yeah.
Right. So, let's start with 2.25 with the caveat that I think that you have, like, as long as you're in the 1.5, 1.4 to 3, you're probably fine. I always prefer lower, but what you might run into is you might find that I run out of mouse space when I need to run a 180 consistently. And if that's the case, then that's something you might need to consider. But beyond that, let's start with this, because I was watching your aim and definitely some panic involved, right? For sure. But one of the things as well is that higher sensitivity just multiplies mistakes, essentially.
Right.
That you will, it's way easier to over and under flick, because even the tiniest of sneezes or tension is going to amplify, essentially. So okay, let's go back in the review and let's just very lightly look at the strategy side of things, the positioning side of things, with the caveat that I'm sure you're stressed and thinking about mechanics, so you're going to make more mistakes. But we'll just look at it very lightly and see if there's any basic things that we can kind of keep in mind. Because obviously, like, playing like with that level of sensitivity was going to be the huge issue. So like all of this is basically all finger aiming with the sensitivity that you're running before. No arm movement, only the smallest of wrist movements when you're making big 180s, which means you're seeing these very aggressive pixel, well, I like to call them pixel skips, where your sensitivity is so high, it's as if there are some pixels that are just being skipped when you're moving your mouse aggressively. This angle's good.
Yeah, I really liked what you said earlier about how, like, what I was doing is basically just trying to play controller on keyboard and mouse.
Yes,
It's
the whole point of PC is to be more precise, because you have 3 different muscle groups, quote unquote, that can get involved, and yet you're only using 1, maybe 2 right now with this current sensitivity. Again, no problems with the angle. The timing is good. I mean, it's really good. It looks horrifically shaky, but it's really good. Good use of your updraft. Way too early, but the idea is there, and then, yeah, we get caught. Yeah, I mean, the positioning side of things isn't too shabby. I mean, it's more the minutia that are the problem. Obviously, would have liked you to stay on the high ground as quickly as you can, but yeah, this is fine. How are you feeling with your new perks? What are your thoughts? Because obviously a lot has changed since we've last talked.
I definitely like the updraft heal is fine. It just feels so meh compared to the old one.
Yeah.
Especially because Echo's new perks just feel so good.
Yep. Yep.
Freya feels lacking, at least to
Yeah,
me.
I agree. I mean, I think that you're probably going to end up choosing the minor perk that you chose here. It's probably going to be the same. I think wall hacks is really strong, even if it isn't quite as strong. The dash distance might be good if you're getting dove a lot, but that's obviously not going to be the case with this composition. And then I think the updraft heal
I
is
see
still
Tracer and stuff.
yeah. I mean, or Genji, I think especially because it's really important to create distance on him. With Tracer, it's harder to keep your distance. But yeah, Tracer is still a good one. The updraft heal, I think, is solid in duels, which is the majority of what you're going to be doing. But they did change the Relentless Barrage one yesterday. So I think there's small niches where that one might be good. But I still think I'd probably choose the updraft heal most of the
It
time.
went from 4 to 8, right?
The promise is that you're still not relying off of your primary fire all that much unless you're just vomiting damage into Malga. But to be honest with you, you're probably not doing that here because the map is so freaking good that you're going to be doing all these little assassination cycles. You get what I'm saying? You're not standing here and just dumping damage into Malga. You know what I'm saying? So maybe if there's like a map...
I was like, I felt like that could like reset my ammo, my primary friend. It's just like I don't want to be spamming bolts at people. I feel like
pretty much. You want to be still pretty assassination focused. Now maybe that changes if you're playing into like let's say you're playing the same comp on like Havana first point. You're like, there's no real assassination angles for me. I'm just dumping damage from a distance. Maybe that perk becomes better. You know, I don't know. But it really becomes more of a map thing and an enemy tank thing, where if the map doesn't give you those good assassination angles, then maybe it's okay. But other than that, I don't know.
I mean, that perk did feel pretty good with like Frostbolt, with like against.
Yeah, because it's freaking obnoxious. Yeah, it was so that slow is insane. My problem here is that you just need to deepen your angle. This isn't just a skill issue from your point. This is also like it's worth double dashing for this rotation here and then doing this kind of crap here because your chances of bursting from this location is good. Like you just have to, anytime that you get a map like this, Freya, you got to think of it as like, I have to win this game. I am literally designed for this type of architecture. I cannot be caught playing Ashe. You get what I'm saying? So this isn't terrible, but I think you realize it too late. And so by the time you get here, we should have already been here. Like, I mean, look at this. Merry Christmas. You know what I'm saying? We just need to be here sooner. Okay. Nothing major. Let's take a quick look at Echo. Any questions with Echo perks? It was a bit more nuanced than Freya.
I would just ask, like, do you think the sticky perk now is objectively better than the flight reset?
I do.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah. I think that there's a world where it could be. So let me tell you, I played one game on stream where I was able to make it work a couple of times. This is a while back. It was, I believe, Rialto, and I was playing into snipers. And I was basically playing like a Genji. I was going for harder flanks, full combo, don't miss your stickies, don't miss your shots, get an immediate flight reset, and just being a general ass constantly. Because I was unpunishable, basically, because I always had a dash reset, right? The problem is that that's basically reliant off of you getting an elimination for it to work, of course. Now, it's very forgiving with the beam cooldown timing. Like, it doesn't have to be the thing that actually kills them. You just had to have used it in, like, the last couple of seconds, if that makes sense, for the flight reset.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It doesn't have to actually be the thing that kills them. You just have to have used it. However, it's still not great. Because even in those sniper situations, the weird thing is that, like, if I'm getting the drop on a Widow, am I really using my beam? You know? I'm probably full sticking her and one primary fire and she's dead. Like, why would I beam that? So it's like
so awkward compared to like Genji's cooldown reset.
Right.
It's just,
right.
Not that it's
awkward.
Necessarily. It's just like
it's a little awkward. So then the other alternative is like, okay, well then when do I use my beam? Well, okay, on dive tanks. Like let's say I shoot beam a Winston and then I get another dive reset. That would probably be the other niche in which case it would be good. But again, that still is elimination reliant for you to be able to get out, which feels really awkward. So it's good versus snipers that you can kind of sneak up on or slower characters like Zen, where you can just dump and get out. But then you're not likely going to be using your beam very much versus those targets. And then the targets where you are going to be using your beam, the dash reset being off of elimination feels too feast or famine, and you might just be dead before you even get it. I would say Stickies is better. Yeah. Certainly more consistent. Yeah. Certainly more consistent.
And I guess I'd ask with the minor one. I feel like
much
at
more
first
nuanced.
I picked the 50. I
Yeah.
picked the 50% one a bit more, but then lately I have been doing the other one a little bit as
Well,
well.
it depends, right? It depends. Like, you look at this situation right here and you go, am I going to be using Beam here? And I'm like, yeah, probably. Like, you got Bastion's chunky HP pool, May, Weaver with self-heal, and probably more extended duel, a tank that you can reasonably punish. Having the extra speed and range is fairly useful, right? So, these aren't targets that you're going to be one-shotting. And basically, that's where Beam really shines, is any more extended engagements with larger health pools, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Whether those are tanks, DPS, or supports. The speed is good. Range is good. If those boxes aren't checked, or you feel like you're not sure if they're checked, then the other one's just consistently decent. It's not like the most broken ult perk in the game, but it's solid. It's going to make your ult more consistent. And so, yeah, it's fine to pick. I think either one you choose here would be fine. I'd probably choose the Beam range one, just given the heroes that are running. Like, these are like War of Attrition duels. This isn't a Widow that you're going to be one-shotting, So, yeah, that's about it. This angle's fine. I was going to expect you to close the distance more. The sensitivity is giving me a headache, but we've already talked about that. The angle's fine here. I mean, I really have no critiques. Yeah. It's just hit more shots. Hit more shots. But even though you're not hitting more shots, the angle is good. The range is good. You could go for a dive bomb and backline. That seems like what you're coming to the conclusion of. I'd be more patient with this. If you're committing flight here and he doesn't see you, you can go glide down, throw your stickies, and just dump. And then by the time that you land, you can just fly back out again, right? Because don't forget, you can control your flight with spacebar now so that you can slow your flight down so you can actually have flight by the time the stickies land anyway. You get what I'm saying? So you could be more aggressive here. Like, you're playing as if you're going to get punished, but like look at the space that they're controlling. They cannot punish you. Right? They're not going to bother you. So you can kind of just abuse the fact that they're not controlling high grounds to be more aggressive with these stickies. Like the Echo eats these comps for lunch because there's just nothing to really shoot you out the sky as much, and they're not taking any angles away from you. Tracer sucks as Echo. Cassidy sometimes sucks as Echo because you got characters that shoot you out the sky or characters that are going to outflank you. They don't have anything here. You see what I'm saying? So abuse that. I mean, you're abusing it right now, but you could abuse it more. That's kind of my point.
Oh yeah, I heard them.
Yeah, that's fine. Go get her. Sure. But yeah, don't be hesitant of that May. You heard that she was here. You were like, wait, where's she? And then you're like, I don't know. You don't have to, see, the thing is, the high ground is you don't have to commit. Just throw the sticky, see what happens, Fly away if she walls up to you, just see what happens. Try to see if there's anything major here. Yeah, see, she's coming after you now. Good. Yeah, see, she just can't fight you. Like, it's just so incredibly hard. And then you miss position here, which sucks. That's just, you just mispositioned, and then she hit a lucky shot. It's fine. Most of what I'm seeing here is mechanics. I'm actually very pleased with how you're positioning for the most part. It's not too bad. You're putting thought into what your character's supposed to do.
Restoring health system.
Sure. It's just a bit of an awkward angle for you, but you do have your ult, so maybe. Yep. You obviously fumbled the stickies, but this is a good response. You failed, try it again. And then now you have your ult, so you really should just be dumping stickies, throw everything, and then copy, right? This is way too, quote-unquote, conservative, given the fact that you have your ult, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could be way more, just throw everything at them, copy Bastion or Malga, reset, and then now, but yeah, this is just too late. I think this game might be over. Let's try this one more time. This rotation's good.
I couldn't even, like, even if I like lived there, I wouldn't have done anything with the Bastion. I didn't know.
No, it was too late. Yeah, it was too late. Yeah, so your initial rotations are fine, but we're not quite doing enough from those positions, either because our mechanics are bad or because we're a little bit too scared. Yeah, there's nothing to look at here. Let's do some live coaching.
Sure.
Let's jump in. I'm very, very pleased that we took a look at your sensitivity, though, because that was a huge issue. We can do a quick play. We can do whatever you'd like. So obviously the number one problem is going to be feeling comfortably mechanically. So what I'm going to have you do, where are we at sensitivity wise? Double check. Oh, whoa. Oh, okay.
I think we did 2.25.
Yeah, 2.25. Yeah. So what I'm going to have you do is focus on your initial... So like right now, just turn your brain off. But when we get into the actual game, I'll have you focus on your initial off angle, kind of like what you're doing in that Nepal game. And then once the game actually starts, focus on slowing down mechanically.
Okay.
Do whatever one you want here. I'd say avoid Havana because it's just going to feel like cringe for your character.
My least favorite map. Honestly.
Yeah, it's not good for either of your characters. So yeah, initial angle, don't worry about your positioning or CD usage after that. Just worry about being nice and deliberate and slow with your shots and your mechanics. Like I said, slow it down for that extra 1/10 of a second. Either Echo or Freya, doesn't matter. The same principle applies.
Yeah.
You definitely got a type, though, with the DPS. They're very similar characters in how they function. I would say Echo has a bit more consistency of pressure, maybe a bit more mobility, right? Freya got a little bit more range.
Stickies feels so frequent and effective.
Yeah, when I say consistency, I mean the cycle, right? Like the cycle of updraft. You're not as reliant on updraft, but Freya definitely has a lot more range pressure for sure.
I'm just scared of not getting any value of the Echo because of...
She's hard. She's really hard. And I think one of the things that Echo gets value out of is also just little things like the consistency of her ultimate. Like, she doesn't have the strongest neutral, I think, with 225 HP.
My sister gave me an earful yesterday.
Whereas Freya feels like the opposite, right? Very inconsistent ultimate, but one of the more consistent neutrals in the game. Okay, starting angle. I'll prompt you whenever I want you to think about your positioning, but beyond that, just think about your stickies and your primary fire, and just focus on not just slowing it down, you know? And getting used to the sensitivity.
Oh, this is...
Yeah, that's fine. It's going to feel very sluggish for a little bit. It's going to be a lot of arm muscle going on here. Uh-huh.
Oh, my tank is dead.
Yeah, you're fine. That's fine. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. You don't look significantly worse than you did in Nepal. Even though you've just, like, completely, like, chopped your sensitivity in less than half, you know? So, it's fine. Keep it up.
That's a...
Think about your angle here. Sure. Nice. Huge.
Oh, he's...
You're good.
Nice, Genji.
Yes, dopamine. Go get him.
So...
Go get him. Sure. So, what's up?
I forgot what I was going to say.
That's alright. Nice and smooth. Sure. I mean, it was smooth. It was bad, but it was smooth. You know, and that's going to be kind of the story of, like, the next couple of weeks, you know? So, that's what we want.
I'll say something I've contemplated about even when I was playing a lot of console. I wanted to pick up a third character.
Yeah.
But I don't really know who. I really want to pick up Sombra, but she's getting reworked again, I think, right?
You can pick her up. It's actually a pretty decent third character if you wanted to play her, because she has some of that more flanker energy, right? That she's another 225er, right? But you have, like, a lot more repositioning freedom, so she would be fine. But yeah, I mean, I know the rework concern is legitimate, but you're probably fine. Go get him. Go diff him. Go copy him if you need to. Have some fun with it. Like I said, we're having fun here. Get him. Get
Oh
him.
my god.
Copy him. There it is.
Oh, my sensitivity is
And it-
higher again because of the. I should apply that to all heroes.
That's okay. You're supposed to teabag him next time. Missed opportunity. That's actually weird. I didn't know that. I mean, it makes sense they copy your sense, but I didn't know that. I don't know why I didn't know that. Nice. Just in time for us to waste our ultimate. Never listen to what your coach says. Angle's good. Be precise and smooth. Then continue to be precise and smooth, not just on your stickies, but even like on these shots here. I know he's a fat target, but hit him in the head. Go get him, go. Or that's fine too. That's fine.
And the high ground's always felt weird on attack. So I can look at you.
Yeah, I mean, it's escort, which is kind of kiss curse for Echo. You got some verticality, but also the sightlines are way better for hit scan. You know, hit scan's really bad with PC right nowadays, so you're eating good. Nice. Nice and smooth. Okay, you can start to think about your positioning here. You can get him. You get him. Be brave. Nice. Be smooth. Uh-huh. Nice. Good job. Nice. Good job. That was also pretty good, too, because you were obviously under a lot of duress, and it wasn't too bad. Aiming is mostly ocular, I'm convinced. I've seen people triple their sensitivity, or have their sensitivity, in a week their aim is better than it was before, even though they have no muscle memory with it at all. And you're moving from complete platform to platform, and your aim isn't horrendous. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how the brain works exactly, but it works in weird ways. So, like, you look mechanically as comfortable as you did in the VOD review. Even though you've played the sensitivity for a grand total of 5 minutes, you know? I don't know why that works that way, but I'll take it, you know? Okay. Angle. And then smooth. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Nice. Angle again, and then mechanics once you're here. Okay, mechanics, nice and slow. That's fine. You were paying attention to his movement, he just outstrafed you.
Go tank.
Nice. He's dead. GG's. One more big sticky. Nice. Get the copy? Immediately.
Yeah.
The sensitivity goes, woo, woo, woo. Okay, leave the game, jump in. Do you know how to do workshop codes? You said you did Vaxda before. Jump in Vaxda really fast if you can. And I'll show you a little drill that you can do. And there's a lot of little drills that you can do, but this is kind of what I want you to be aiming for when you are playing Vaxda, quite literally, is pick Echo. And what we're going to do is we're going to practice your shift with space, right? Like getting the verticality, right? And then I want you to get over a target's head and then try to land a sticky on them. Shots, so stickies, shots, and the beam. Just finish off the target. Yeah, pick a target and try to assassinate them. Yeah, there it is. Perfect. Now do it again. But I want you to choose a target before you shift. You get what I'm saying? So your engagement is your staging on them is part of the mechanical drill. So getting comfortable with your flight. Nice, very good. You'll notice
I control to get right above them.
It is, and you don't necessarily need to get right above them. What I would encourage you to do is choose a target that you're not directly already over. So, for example, this next time, let's go for that Weaver, because he's got a good distance away from you. So go up, slowly, engage, and then, let's get the stickies beam onto him. And when I say sticky beams, it doesn't have to be sticky beams. Sometimes it might just be sticky's primary fire. Whatever you need to do to finish him off. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's fine.
I don't. So. Oh, I have to hold shift. That's what I keep forgetting. You have to hold.
So there's two different ways. There's either toggle, which allows you for more air control. In other words, you can crouch to go down, right? Or there's the hold, which allows you to do certain animation cancels with flight faster. I wouldn't worry about it right now, but the TLDR is that there's reasons to do both. I don't really care what you do right now. We can always change your muscle memory later. All I want you to do is to practice on closing the distance over their head. Go for your cycle. Just get comfortable with it. Pick a target that's about at least 20 meters away, though, so it's easier. Sure. Go for it. Yep. Perfect. And I would literally take, so this sounds stupid, take 10 seconds, pause for just a second, relax. Take a deep breath. And then choose your next target, and then do it again. Yep, there it is. Yes. Beautiful, that was your best one. Take a second. Again, 5-10 seconds. Just pause, relax, and do it again. Yep. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you do this 3 more times. That was 3 more after this. The last 2, I want you to go for targets that you otherwise wouldn't go for. Lucio's, Kiriko's, anything that's uncomfortable to deal with. You're not going to land full stickies on this target. It's never going to happen.
I didn't get that close.
That's okay. Yep, beautiful. All right, relax for 10 seconds and then do 1 more. Let's go for Lucio this time.
Yeah, Lucio's always been a pain.
Mm-hmm.
Back stuff for me, I feel.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice stickies. That was actually a really nice little last second flick there. Good. I saw you pause there. Beautiful. Nice. Beautiful. Nice. Okay, we leave. That's it. And that's it. That's all. So here's what I want you to do. Number 1 thing, obviously, is just getting comfortable with that sensitivity and experimenting a little bit along with that. Obviously, change it with all characters, preferably. But get comfortable with it. Number 2 thing is to train for fun. Quick play, ranked, arcade, try the new goofy Halloween game mode. I don't really care. Just get comfortable with mouse and keyboard, but don't make it a chore, right? It needs to be, this game is fun, because right now you're under more duress than you normally would, so you're going to feel more stress. So just play for fun. Make sense?
Yeah, that's definitely what pushed me away from it. Was
Yeah, exactly. We feel like,
yeah,
and you're like, dude, I'm gonna place gold. This is gonna suck. It's like, who cares? Like, just screw it. Play for fun. Who cares? The third thing I'm gonna have you do is when you do aim train, whether it's with Vaxta or whether it's with Kovacs, is to, if you're doing Kovacs, do whatever you want. Make sure it's matching your in-game sensitivity, your in-game your DPI. You're going to need to sort that out. But do whatever you want, because I think the game itself is fun enough to where you can just lose yourself in it. It's fine. Playing Overwatch, do whatever you want. Slow it down and be smooth. But with Vaxta, if you are going to do Vaxta like we did there, do it like we did there. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. What was that? 3 minutes? Just over 3 minutes? That was it.
Sweet.
Do that whenever you feel like it. Keep it really, really, really tight, really, really simple, really, really direct. And then you're going to get so much more out of the session than you otherwise would. Make sense?
Yeah.
But yeah, biggest bang for a buck is going to be that sensitivity change and just enjoying the process. And then I encourage you, if you do want to pick up Sombra or any other weird character and you're worried about reworks, don't be worried about reworks. Pick it up. Certain things are going to carry over, for sure. And your ability to learn new characters is not going to be hindered if the character gets reworked. Just play it. The only downside would be the ban thing, but she's not banned every game, so you can play whatever you want.
Yeah, I know she's getting banned a little less.
Yeah, just a little bit less. All right. Any questions?
I don't believe so. Yeah, I'll keep doing that. I'll try and be consistent with it.
Sure. If you have any other, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, just give myself the fun factor.
Yep,
Makes me
exactly.
Keep trying it.
Exactly. And check your other sensitivities in Battlefield as well. Or if I know you're saying you're playing on console, but if any other game that you play on PC that involves aiming, you need to you just get how many 180s can I do? I don't want you doing more than 2 180s within sensitivities that you're running. That's kind of the ballpark goal. Make sense?
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to try it with Battlefield and see how different it feels.
Sure.
For sure.
Sure.